Awesome. Cheers. Oh,
I should have had a drink, but
you and your hot drinks.
it's a water. It started pouring.
Oh, you're drinking hot water? Ugh.
No, it's just water.
Oh,
Not even hot.
oh, well. All right. So, welcome everybody to How Wrong Can It Be? I am Shane Matthews. That is Galan Unold. Galan has been messing me up the last couple weeks by logging in before me, which is changing the side of the screen that I'm on, which causes me problems. I don't know why. I like to be over there, and it's a mess, and there's nothing I can do about it. Oh, I got to turn this so you can see the sign. Turn that and move it. That's better. Yeah. So, all right, we're doing something a little different today. So, not to get too far into how the sausage is made, but so what happens sometimes is we record an episode and then we don't listen to it for a while, and then we think we know what we're talking about for the next one, and we just go ahead and record the next one without re-listening to the one that we did before. So this happened with our conspiracy episode, which was a usurpation of the episode, whatever boring shit we were talking about before that. So there was a story that you specifically said remind you to talk about, and I promptly forgot, and then you also promptly forgot. So we didn't have the story that you probably prefaced in the episode 5 times.
Well, again, you know the rule. When I say, or when anyone says, you need to remind me, the onus is no longer on me remembering, it's on you.
I don't think that's true.
That's a well-known documented fact.
I don't know if that's well-known, and I think you
All
made
right,
it
try
up.
that with your wife and tell me how that shakes out. Well, you didn't remind me. I mean, okay, let me know.
Right. Well, if you're pulling the wife card, then yeah, I'm sure you're right. So, where I failed was to remind you about the ice cream parlor birthday cake, ice cream cake birthday parlor.
Yeah, that's what screwed me up yesterday. We're like, cake. Okay. So let me set the stage.
So what is it? Is the ice cream
it's
cake?
The
is this a
Ice
Fudgy
Cream
the Whale
Parlor mailing list? So this is probably the story that did 2 things. One, I remember the first time reading it, I was like, this is crazy. This is where I started to no longer trust the government. And I know the government is spying on us. A, and B, it got me into conspiracy theories because this one was talked about in the dark corners of the world for a long, long time. And then a reporter went and found out that it was actually 100% true. So here's the premise. The premise is you are old enough to know that there was a time when you would get on mailing lists.
Yeah.
Right? So these 2 young kids, right?
Most of them for G.I. Joe action figures.
Right. They were 8 or 9. Okay. So they went into this ice cream shop, and the ice cream shop had this thing that if it was your birthday, you got a free scoop. Okay.
Nice.
So they created an imaginary person. They made up the name, and then they used one of their addresses.
Okay.
They put their date of birth on it.
Right.
12 years later, they got a card from the Selective Service saying that John Doe, Mr. Ice Cream Parlor birthday kid, had to register for the Selective Service.
Nice.
So, as we all know, going all the way back into the early days of the FBI and J. Edgar Hoover, they would monitor and track your reading in the books that you checked out of the public library.
Yeah.
Fully documented now. At the time when it was brought up, they're like, oh, that just doesn't happen, right? That's what they do. They lie until they get caught. And they're like, oh, yeah, we were doing that. But That doesn't
But
happen
not to
anymore.
you. We were doing it to those people over there,
Right,
those other guys. We
right.
weren't doing it to Americans. We were doing it to the.
The CIA will come out and say it is against the law for us to spy on American citizens.
Right.
And then there's countless reports of where they have spied on American citizens
Right.
talking or communicating with other American citizens. So we
What?
know all that.
So what year was this birthday party
It's an ice
ice
cream
cream?
shop. There's no, there. It's a birthday mailer.
Oh, okay.
So
Ice
the
cream
original
parlor
story
birthday
that they
mailer.
proved was absolutely factually accurate.
Hmm.
They originally signed up in 1977.
Okay.
They got the selective service mailer. It's a postcard.
Yeah.
They just now, this year, said that your auto signed up. You don't even have to fill out the form anymore.
We should do that for all. So it should only be imaginary soldiers getting put on selective
We
service.
fight a lot more wars.
Yeah.
And then they got the letter from the selective service in 1986.
Nice.
Now, this became a big deal, obviously, in 1986. And so a local paper picked it up. They went to the ice cream parlor, which obviously still existed because businesses like that lasted a lot longer back then.
Right.
And they said, well, what happened is we do our mailers through a third party. So back then, there wasn't the rules there are about sharing personal information that there is now. Right. And so apparently the government got all of the mailing list from the ice cream parlor.
As you do.
From this third party mailing service.
I am upset that the government didn't send those kids an ice cream cone coupon.
Why not?
It's the right thing to do.
Sure. So then that leads into, so the story goes is that the government would routinely buy all subscription mailing lists. So your CBS tape cassette or your subscription to Newsweek, whatever it was, they would buy these lists and they would correlate them with their own lists to make sure.
This means now that all of you out there who were part of Columbia House, you're on a government list somewhere.
Oh yeah,
and they know
correct.
You never paid more than a penny.
It's correct, and so now when we think about these mailing lists, we don't want to get on like somebody to call us 15 million times a day, or a credit card company to send us a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
But in the background now, the government has gotten much more sophisticated in how they monitor us,
right?
And can look at it. And to me, what's interesting going into the conspiracy is the bill that they passed, basically allowing the government to look into anybody they deem as a terrorist threat.
Yeah.
That is up for re-upping or extending or whatever right now. And what's crazy is Trump, when he was running, says it's the worst thing that you could possibly do. We need to get away with it. He gets in office and instantly instigates it and say, yeah, we need to keep doing this. The CIA uses that bill to spy against his own campaign. And that's what was all about Russiagate, right? They used that tie into something that was completely generated out of thin air to spy on the president.
Golf club mailing list.
Yeah, and it all goes back. And now they're going to re-up it again because now all of a sudden Trump, since he's in power, is for it. But all it is, it's a way for the government to control its people. It's all it is. This way they can track you. They can trend you. It goes all the way back to our associations that we belong to.
Sure.
Whether you were in the NRA or in the Nazi Party or Democratic Socialist, whatever it is, they use that information and used it against you. Now, credit card companies are using it in order to have that impact your credit score. That's the next big step. It's already being done in China. It's already being used in certain countries in Europe.
So if you
Europe,
buy an ice cream cone, you get a better score.
no, it just tells you that the government is not your friend. They're
Hmm.
not here to protect you. They're here to make sure that you stay under their control and that their thumb is on you at all times. That's why we have taxes. It's a blackmail system.
Interesting. Um, that's a really interesting point. Now I know, especially back, in the Hoover administration, the FBI was very thug-like in their the way they operated. I would say to a certain extent that's gotten better,
No one
or at
has it. You just
least,
don't hear about it.
or that's what I was going to say next, or at least gotten better at keeping it a secret. So I don't
Well,
know. Is that progress? Kind of.
no, no. Now they come in and they raid you. I mean, look at all of the
Yeah.
people who are against any administration. Um, I mean, the FBI raided a former president,
Yep.
right? And that how does that happen? That just shows you, and they crush normal citizens all the time. And it's not just people like January 6th people. It's if you have a belief that the government doesn't agree with, they can ruin your life because
Oh yeah, for
they
sure.
can out lawyer you. And,
Absolutely.
and by the way, that's how they get away with it. They're like, look, you either agree to this or we're going to destroy everything, not just you, but your family, your kids, everything.
Right.
And that's how they do it. So it hasn't really changed. They're just much more subtle at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the thing I think is crazy is how much it changes with the different each administration that comes in is a completely different list of bad guys, and it's got to be exhausting. If I was an FBI guy, I wouldn't know who was my friend and who I was supposed to shoot.
Well, I mean, look what they did to Apple. If they can do this to Apple, they can do it to everybody. Apple's like, no, we're not going to turn over access to a phone without one, a warrant,
Right.
or two, permission from that person.
Right.
And the government's like, you can do this, you can give it to us, or we will prevent you from operating in our country. That's a really big umbrella, but that's kind of what they did. And
Yeah.
that's why Apple had to come out and change their privacy rules, and
They had to, yeah,
everybody followed
they had
suit.
to update iTunes for the 100th time.
All,
Yeah.
all of it. No, I mean the government is it's evil. There's no other way to say it. And I don't care who's in charge. I think anybody who decides to be a politician um, is a narcissist,
But what if
and they're in it for the money and the corruption. And
okay, I was going to say, but what if you just are in it for the money? I mean, that's a great reason to get into
well,
politics
but
because you basically, if you once you get to a certain level, you're printing
well,
money for
because in order
yourself.
to, I respect what you're saying, but
And
in
by the
order to,
way, I'm half joking, but mostly not.
well, in order to get to the point where you can make any money at government, you have to have already sold your soul
Oh yeah,
4 or 5 times,
yeah,
right? And you have to get elected. In order to get elected, you have to lick a lot of boots and say, "I this is what I'm going to do. I have no soul. I have no moral character."
ooh,
Done.
ginger.
Oh yeah, you're there. No, first of all, um, no one votes for gingers. There are some
Hmm.
very clear rules as to people who they will not vote for you.
Yeah, I mean, they
It's
definitely won't
very
because I'm
it's
not running
it's
for anything. So,
very difficult for a bald person to get elected.
oh, you're out.
It's very difficult for a ginger to be elected because you can't trust them. Can't trust gingers. We all know that.
What about that one guy? He's bald.
Who?
Kelly.
I don't know what that means.
Senator Kelly. He's the military guy that
He wasn't. First of all, he was an astronaut, and he's from
still bald.
Arizona. Uh, I mean, if you're an astronaut, it kind of waves the bald part. Also, if you're in the party and you're kind of middle, and he greased and kissed a lot of butt, but he was an astronaut.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
being an astronaut overcomes some things.
I would hope so. Gravity for sure.
Right. which is pretty strong.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, it
undefeated.
keeps me here.
Gravity's undefeated.
Keeps me coming back to Earth
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you sharing this. So this, I think you said via text today that this is kind of the mother lode. This is kind of what got you down the conspiracy
Yeah. The
rabbit
entomology
hole.
of all.
You keep using that word. I still don't like it. I still think it's edamame you keep talking about, but whatever.
Okay.
All right, cool. This is going to be a short one. This is just a supplemental bonus episode because we both forgot what we were doing.
No, just you.
Well, it was your story. You didn't tell it, so I don't know. All right. I think that's it. So for How Wrong Can It Be, we'll see you next episode. We'll be dropping right after this one, so see you in about 15 minutes. For How Wrong Can It Be, I'm Shane Matthews. That's Galan Unold.
Play the bitter, Shane.
And here come the bitters. See ya.